This is Elder G. God can woke us up one more time. God can start us on our way. God can clothe us in our right mind. And I hope and pray that all of our limbs are working properly. I want you to think about this. Is all the air that you breathe, tell me what man made it. And tell me when it was sold. All the water that you drink, tell me what man made it. Every plant, every animal, every fruit, every vegetable. What man made it? And then turn around and sold it. Think about this. Everything that the rich and the powerful, the multi-billionaires and the multi-billionaires, everything, all the research, all the development, all that stuff was done with taxpayer money. We have systems in this country that build freeways for all 50 states to connect. They all owned by the federal government. And the federal government is us. It's all 50 states in agreement. But each state is still sovereign. The federal government don't make money. The federal government spends the state's money. See, all the money that comes into the federal government, it comes from the 50 states. And each one of those states has got 2 senators. No matter how big or how small, there's going to be 2 senators. And then, so it depends on how many people. You're going to have a certain amount of districts. So you're going to have different amount of how, like Wyoming only got 1 person in the House. So they don't have a large population of people. So the federal government, the millionaires and the billionaires take our money to build the interstates so they can transfer their merchandise across with no problem. But they're going to make the taxpayer pay for it. Think about this. We're going to fund the road and build the road, but we're going to let the multi-billionaire and the multi-millionaire control the road. The federal government's got more planes than anybody. But we're going to pay private enterprise to transport for us when we already have a transportation system. We have the planes. We have the trains. But we so ignorant and so stupid that it can't be done unless you're a multi-billionaire or you're a multi-millionaire. It's kind of crazy, ain't it? Once you sit down and you think about it, people glorifying how much money somebody got, or how good their job is. But they don't care nothing about the people. They'll poison your drinking water. They'll put all kind of pesticide on your fruits and vegetables because they don't want the profit to diminish. They're willing to poison you just to make an extra buck. Just think about that. Just think about these prejudiced white boys and some of these prejudiced black people and Mexicans and Jews and everybody. There's some prejudice in every race. They mad. They mad because they thought that they were smarter than everybody else. They thought that they was better than anybody else. And then they run around trying to put every other race down other than the Caucasian race. And they lifting their head up high. Strutting around like my father used to say, and my mother, strutting around like you a peacock. Spreading your feathers. But everybody knew how weak you was. Because if you strong, you don't have to show it because you already know it. When you walking in the light, you already know that you're walking in the light. You don't have to prove nothing to nobody. Just think about this. They're poisoning and getting rid of our water to fund AI and robots. They're willing to contaminate all the water, make us have heat waves because of the heat that those data centers are putting out. They are killing the world for vanity and for lies. That's one thing I'm going to tell you, and I frankly don't care how you take it, right? Because people go around acting one way when they know they're another way. When someone do that kind of stuff to try to put down or try to make another person look bad, see, you done already lost the battle. Because if you know God, you're gonna see right through that. That really not gonna affect you. You just gonna keep on moving on. There's people that's willing to sacrifice their brother and their sister, or their son or their daughter, or their husband or the wife, the father or the mother. They willing to sacrifice their lives and their livelihood because of racism, because of hate, because you want to take something away from another human being that you want to enjoy for yourself. Just think about this. You want to take away a freedom that you enjoy, but you want to take that away from another child of God to make you feel better inside. Isn't that kind of terrible? You're willing to teach your kids generation to generation to generation for over 500 years to teach your kid that they superior to other races when you know that's not true. When you know the Bible says that God don't have no respect for person. If he'll do it for you, he'll do it for me too. So now all those lies that you told for centuries, it's being broadcast live all around the world, and everybody, the majority of the people know what a big liar you was. What a fake, phony, and a fraud that you perpetrated on North America for over 500 years. Now people's eyes is opening, and a lot of people is finally starting to see how evil hate is. Hate eat you up from the inside. I remember when Mitch McConnell stood in the Senate when Donald Trump tried to storm the Capitol and overthrow the government. After they went back, Mitch McConnell said that Donald Trump tried to overthrow the government. And when he leaves office, he should be punished for it. And as soon as Trump got out of office, Mitch McConnell, he didn't do nothing. He just lied to the American people to protect the evil man. Mitch McConnell is reaping all the things that he has sown. That God is going to bring Mitch McConnell down slow. Until he's going to become dust and fall back to the ground. All the blood that's on Mitch McConnell's head for all the evil laws that he helped pass to persecute black and brown people. President Trump is rotting from the inside. He's losing his mind. He's losing his balance. He just withering away right before our eyes. And God did it. See, the Bible tells us that we're supposed to wait upon the Lord. No matter how that mighty man go around with his chest sticking out, he forgot something. He forgot that Christ is Lord of Lords, and that Christ is King of Kings. There ain't no law, there ain't no rule and regulation that can get around Christ. No man, woman, or child can go to the Father. But he got to go by the Son first. He that have the Son have life, and they have life more abundantly. But he that don't have the Son, there's a place that God prepared that burns with fire and brimstone. They going down into the pit of hell. When God created man, God provided everything that we needed in the garden. He gave us air to breathe. He gave us water to drink. He gave us fruits and vegetables. And then he told us what meat we can eat after the flood. And he didn't charge us for nothing. But that prejudiced white man, he's going to go in and kill and steal and destroy and then put his name on it. The federal government owns more land. They're the largest landowner in this country. And the federal government is us. Is us. The federal government is of the people, is by the people, and the federal government is for the people. The federal government is supposed to take our money and give us the thing that we say we need. That's what it's for. The federal government, it was formed by the people. And it was formed for the people. So everything the federal government is doing, is doing for us. The federal government is wasting our money going off into space, trying to find God, I guess so they can kill him. They're going out there trying to find diamonds and all that kind of stuff. And at the same time, they killing Earth. I know people think that the rarest thing in the whole universe is like gold or silver or diamonds, or platinum or titanium or something like that. But the most rarest thing there is in the whole universe is wood. You can't find wood anywhere but on Earth. Just think about all the trillions and trillions of dollars that our federal government have spent on a space program ever since the 60s. And we still have never left Earth's lower orbit. And the federal government can spend trillions and trillions of dollars. And they ain't found no life. They ain't found no trees or no flowers. Just think about this. The federal government is spending trillions of dollars that they've been trying to find something since the 60s. And they haven't found not one plant. Not one tree. Out of all the probes and everything that we done sent all those millions and millions of miles away, they have never found a tree or a flower. Think about that. If you was traveling in space and the distance that you would have to go, you'll be dead and you still won't see a tree, or you won't see a herb or an apple or orange or a banana. You can travel forever and you will never find them. You only gonna find them on Earth. And instead, these prejudiced white people, they trying to tear up the earth where everything that we need is right here. The water, the air, the food. Everything we need, and that precious white man is killing it to try to go somewhere that has no beginning and has no end. They playing us for fools. Since the 60s, we talking about millions and millions and millions, probably billions of miles that these probes have traveled. Nothing. Not even a tree, not even a flower, not even an apple, or orange, or banana, or plum, nothing. But God gave us everything that we needed right here, and the precious white man hated himself so much, he's gonna tear it down because he's not gonna be the majority anymore. He's gonna be the minority. The only crime that's happening in America is that prejudiced white man don't want to be a minority that he have inflicted upon other minorities in North America for 500 years. He know in some form he's going to have to reap what he's sown. There ain't no way around it. There is no way of sugarcoating it. It's impossible for God to lie. The Bible says you're going to reap what you sow. Whatever goes around, it's going to come around. It's your time now. God is bringing us to the majority ship, not to do what that prejudiced white man did. Murdered and raped and stole and robbed, hanged, cut people's head off, all that old crazy stuff because of hate. God didn't call us to hate. God called us to have integrity, to have respect for one another, and to look out for one another. And looking out for one another is to protect the Constitution of the United States of America. There is two things that the Constitution do not allow to happen in this country. We're not allowed to have a king, and we're not allowed to have a dictator. It's just that simple. We're not supposed to let it happen. We're supposed to protect the Constitution of the United States of America at all costs. My freedom to speak is in that Constitution. The freedom of the press is in that Constitution. The freedom to bear arms is in that Constitution. The freedom to petition my government, or the freedom of my religion, or the freedom to assemble, is all in that Constitution. And the Constitution says that no man is above the law. I don't care who you are. Nobody have the freedom to try to take away my freedom. No man, woman, or child have authority over another man, woman, or child. It's just that simple. And when you fighting for your freedom and you ain't did nothing against the Constitution and you ain't broke no laws, You got to do what you got to do. The Bible tells you that you have to bow the knee to no man. Ain't no man better than you. And you ain't better than nobody else. It's just that simple. If somebody is trying to take away your freedom, and you ain't broke no law, and you ain't did nothing against the Constitution, you got every right to stand up for your freedom, to look out for your community, to look out for your church family, to look out for your state or your town or your city. The Bible said the Constitution gives you permission if someone is trying to overthrow the government that you can form a real regulated militia. And you can help under the advice of your governor and the leadership of your governor if someone tries to invade your state and you ain't broke no laws under the Constitution. You have every right to stand your ground. The federal government doesn't have an authority unless you're trying to attack the federal government. Then they could do something. But nobody is trying to attack the federal government. And the federal government do not have the right to attack you. The federal government works for us. We don't work for the federal government. The federal government works for us. We pay them a salary. If they don't do what we want, we're supposed to get rid of them. We're supposed to get rid of them. November is right around the corner. This is an opportunity for us to cut off this bloodshed. There's no need for any of our sons and daughters and husbands and wives and fathers and mothers to be laying in the street because someone decided that they care more about hate than they care about love. A decision has got to be made. Jesus said, He don't want you to straddle the fence here. He don't want you to be lukewarm. You make the tree good and its fruit good, or you make the tree corrupt and its fruit corrupt. You cannot serve God and mammon. My brethren, a fountain cannot bring forth fresh water and salt water at the same time, my brother. These things ought not to be. You got to make your decisions. I made mine. I chose Christ. Who do you choose? Thank you.